Okay, so this is the first of a series of videos I'm going to do on CSS, or as it's more formally known, cascading style sheets. And this is the sort of stuff that you need to know if you want to change the colours and make things bigger and smaller and really make your page look good. So if we go back to the example page that we made perhaps back in the HTML videos. So I'm going to right click on this and edit it with Notepad++, and here we go. Here's the code we were using before. Now, you might also remember one of the videos where I talked about page structure. That was like this thing here. You can actually see page structure with all the blocks and layers and so on. So that's a quick revision of page structure very quickly. And what we're going to do is we want to edit each of those bits of page structure using, it's almost like a scaffold or something. It's like you build it up, and it's different HTML. This is a different language. I've got to make that very clear. I'm actually going to write it out here so that you remember this rule, because this is important. I'm going to write a big rule. In fact, I'll write it on another page so it's not confusing. I'll say CSS is different. Or have I spelled different right? I don't know if I've spelled different right. Yeah, different to HTML. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. It's a different language or markup language. So the very first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how a CSS rule is made, and then I'm going to show you how to put that into an element. That's called putting it in line, or putting it into the tag. So here's how a CSS rule is built. So say you want to make, I don't know, let's just pick something. Let's see. Say we want to make these words here. Say we want to make it red. We would have to come up with a rule to make it red. So the rule would be the color, which is the same as saying the text color, colon. That's kind of a bit like HTML, but it's different. This is CSS. This is a different thing. Color, colon, and we'll say red, and then we'll finish it with a semicolon. So here's how it works. We've got the color, colon, red, semicolon. You know what? I might actually draw it out and really make a point out of this. So let's get my my paintbrush, and let's go and let's draw this out. So say we want to make a rule. So we have a rule, color, and then we have a colon and red. So it's saying we want to make some text red. We finish it with a semicolon. So this here, this is kind of you will always find CSS is always in this order, with a sort of a what it is you want to change. So we want to change the color here. This is the kind of the item we want to change, and then what we want to change it to. So this is the color here, but this might be a size, or it might be an angle, or a curve, or a shape, or a movement, or all sorts of things you could do on a page. So as long as every time you write CSS, you write it out like this, you write a rule like this with the what it is you want to change, colon, what it is you want to change it to, semicolon. Okay, so let's actually do that. Let's put that into an element. So we've got this element here, the h1 tag, which is the same as we show. That would be this big title here. So we want to change this title to red. So here we go. Inside the element, we're going to add an attribute. So if you remember, an attribute is like, this is an attribute here. It's something inside an element, or inside a tag. Sorry. So the h1. So let's see now. The attribute we want is style equals quotation marks, and then another quotation marks to finish. And then inside that attribute, we are now going to change over to CSS. So that's the link. We're now doing CSS. If we're inside this area here, then we're doing CSS. We have to think in a different way. So we want the color of the text to be red, semicolon to finish it. And there is one rule in CSS that's going to change everything for this title tag, which is the h1 tag, which is everything in here. So hopefully, if all of this is right, if it says style equals quotation marks and then color, you don't need this space, by the way. I'll get rid of these spaces so it doesn't confuse you. Color, spelt American without the U, COLOR, colon, red, RED, and you can just have any colour you want. You could have blue or green, and then finish it with a semicolon, and then we can get rid of these spaces. You don't need these either. You can have them if you want, but you don't have to have them. And then remember the quotation mark at the end. And if you've got all of that as an attribute in your h1 tag, it's an extra thing in your first opening h1 tag, then this text here should turn red. So let's see that now. And if we've done that, that's our first bit of CSS done, and that will be the end of our video. So here we go. Ready? Save this, go over here, refresh this page, and there it's red. Isn't that brilliant? It's magical. So I'll see you in the next video, where we are going to do what's called an internal style sheet, which is slightly different, but you can learn more about that in the next video. So see you there.